Welcome to this quick stimulus check, stimulus package, and hair care update. No, I'm just kidding about that. That's for all the people who tell me to cut my hair every single day. Anyways, it seems the tides may be turning in the political landscape as a whole in favor of more stimulus and additional stimulus checks. So Biden still has plans to push forward with his $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. And I found out that this is part in due to criticisms that he received in 2008 under the Obama administration for not spending enough on relief and basically delaying recovery because they hadn't spent enough. The current plan under the Biden administration is to try and pass this $1.9 trillion bill either through negotiations and paring down the bill a little bit or through some force with a reconciliation bill in the Senate. And then Biden plans on moving forward after passing that stimulus bill to an even larger infrastructure spending bill, in which he's referring to it as having historic investments in infrastructure, manufacturing, innovation, research and development, and clean energy. Now, we don't know the exact size or scope of this bill, but there's been hints that it might be around $5 trillion. And if that were to pass at $5 trillion, that would make it more than twice the size of the largest government spending bill ever passed. So that's pretty wild. Something I also found interesting here, I've really been looking at the 2008 financial crisis versus now and kind of how the political landscape has changed. And even though we're still seeing a lot of debate back and forth between Democrats and Republicans and spending and not spending, it really seems the whole political spectrum as a whole has shifted to be less conservative and more open to spending under this current crisis that we're in. I mean, we're looking at far fewer conservative Democrats and fewer ultra-conservative Republicans. And also the Tea Party that really fought against large spending and stimulus under the Obama administration has nearly disappeared. We're also seeing a major shift in perspective from economists. It's actually hard to find non-biased opinions from economists that are against more stimulus spending. I actually made a video on this, and it was difficult doing the research for that because there were so few opinions against stimulus. The average sentiment of economists right now is it'd be very hard to spend too much on stimulus. Basically, the potential negative effects of spending too much far outweigh the potential negative effects of not spending enough in most economists' opinions, especially as interest rates are so low. Once interest rates rise, we'll likely see taxes increase in order to help pay back the deficit a little bit quicker, but as of right now, interest rates are really low. Overall, if we just gather all the facts in this situation, the odds of another stimulus bill and another stimulus check happening are more likely than not. The whole landscape is shifting. Economists are for this, and the general public seems to be all for more stimulus. And also, I wanted to cover some quick Paycheck Protection news. We're seeing the very first PPP Round 2 loans being approved. Now, the ones that have been approved so far were those who were able to apply a week early through minority institutions. For everyone else, for all other borrowers and business owners, independent contractors, we're expecting those very first loans who applied last week to begin receiving approvals by early next week. Now, I know this has been a huge concern for people who haven't heard back from their lender yet. They applied last week, and I have two things to remember here. Remember, there was a huge rush of applicants last week, and the SBA and individual lenders need to process all these applications. So they have thousands and thousands of applications to process all in one short period of time. So they said expect at least 2 weeks right up front. And number two, funding will not run out on this. The SBA and Congress are not going to let funding run out. And if you end up getting funding 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, don't worry, the funding will still be there. And also, if you haven't applied yet, you absolutely should. If you're a contractor or a small business owner, there's a link in my description where you can apply in about 30 minutes. It's super easy and it's absolutely worth it. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.